Now, Beijing is under lockdown. The Chinese capital is the latest to go under severe restrictions as the communist regime tries to contain the latest spike in COVID-19 infections. Malls and shops were shut in the capital city, with authorities imposing localized lockdowns and other curbs. Frustrated Beijing residents shared their struggles. They hope the policy will ease soon.
Only by this way, the easing of the COVID-19 curbs, can people live a normal life. Otherwise, everything's halted. How many people have the savings to support them if things continually stay halted? And even if you have the money to stay at home every day, that's not true living. That's lingering on the last breath of air.
Well, among the regions where curbs have been imposed is the Zhengzhou city. The region has been in the headlines in the last week after hundreds of workers at a Foxconn factory clashed with the police following a hiring incident. Under the new curbs, residents in Zhengzhou cannot leave the area unless they present a negative COVID test, as well as a permission form from local authorities. They've also been advised to not leave their homes unless necessary. China on Wednesday reported its highest ever infection tally since the pandemic began. And the country's National Health Bureau said that they recorded nearly 31,500 local infections. The infections have seen a surge in recent days despite China's draconian zero-COVID policies being in place. The numbers are relatively small when compared with China's vast population of 1.4 billion and the caseloads seen in Western countries at the height of the pandemic.
Eventually, it becomes very difficult to suppress the virus. And in the absence of, let's say, immunity in the population provided by prior infection and poor vaccination rates, this is a difficult situation.
The unrelenting zero-COVID push has caused fatigue and resentment among the population as the pandemic's third anniversary approaches. China's COVID policy has sparked sporadic protests and hit productivity in the world's second largest economy.
There's a trade-off. And the government needs to decide at one stage, when do we have enough vaccine coverage? When do we think, we can really protect the vulnerable and then allow the virus to circulate? In my mind, there's no other option. You have to allow this virus to circulate. You have to build up some natural immunity whilst protecting those who are vulnerable. And that can only be done with very high vaccine coverage rates.